Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here and welcome to another video. Oh, let's just fix that real quick because that's going to bother a lot of people. It's always weird when my green screen just moves randomly. But today's going to be another reaction video. As you guys know, I like to check out other people's content because playing the game itself and creating content that way, people are not really interested in my channel. So people like me watching videos like this, FIFA Scripting 101, how it conspires against you. Now, as you guys know with me, my belief is strictly based off of bad and good gameplay. Is it possible that your gameplay can change in game? Yes, but I'm curious to see what these things are because when I'm playing the game myself, right, and I feel the gameplay switch up, where I feel my players do these touches with constant pressure or anything like that, I always tell my stream and I always tell my viewers, like, this is why people think scripting, handicap, and momentum exists, right? I think it's just a change in gameplay, but it's kind of like the same thing, really. So it's you call it scripting, handicap, momentum. I call it possible bad gameplay. So I'm curious to watch this video to see how this does. 10K likes, 1.3K dislikes. A pretty in the FIFA community, this is actually a good ratio. It's not really a good ratio like in any other community, but for this one it is, right? So I want to watch this video and see what this guy's talking about. So the video title is FIFA Scripting 101, How It Conspires Against You. So let's see what he has to say.
Perfectly scripted game.
Whoa.
If there, ladies and gentlemen, this is the perfectly scripted game. If there is a template at EA FIFA division for a perfectly scripted game, this is it right here. So as you can see, I'm up 3-0. 1, 2, 3. 3-0. You know, this guy sucked balls. You know, like he literally like just completely sucked.
I think that's why people have the dislikes.
And just, you know, he was just terrible. You know, I was either playing against a little kid or somebody just was fucking noob. You know what I mean? And right there, right on the third goal, it's too early. You know what I mean? The script was like, you know, I got to get something going fast and pronto. You know what I mean? Because this is way too early. This guy's winning 3-0 by the 23rd minute. I got to get something going, right? Quickly, as in the 24th minute. Kickoff, scripted goal that you guys are going to see here. Now, there's all sorts of crazy shit happening here.
Well, that's just kickoff. Defenders are actually stupid. They're actually dumb on kickoff. So kickoff, we're already gonna shove that to the side a little. Bit. Kickoff is a thing. I don't like when the developers. I think when the developers say that it isn't a thing, I think it's more of a matter of like they don't intend it, but kickoff is broken in the actual game. Your defenders do become stupid. You can't control them properly at all. Their transitioning is awful. When they tackle the ball, it's even worse than it is normally. So that's just kickoff. So I could like these tackles, generally speaking, like these ones. Here. Like first of all, right here, that's the drag touch. Drag touch happens in bad gameplay all the time, right? You can see it right here. I think that's Theo Hernandez. Probably has a special version card. You'll see it right, so he transitions, drag touch right there. See, that's a drag touch. He gets the ball easily from shooting the ball, right? So it's a combination of different things happening there. And then Conte, obviously, with crazy acceleration stuff, gets through on goal, touches the ball, and then just a nice little tap shot to the left side, scores it. Right? So that's kickoff. But the drag touch is one of those things, like, I was watching Italian Stallion's stream the other day, and I could tell right away his gameplay was bad, right? Because I'll try to show you guys this clip right here. Because I was recording it. So I was just watching a stream for fun, right? So it's this clip right here. So you could tell if you play the game enough, or not even play the game enough, but if you've dealt with this issue for so long, you can kind of tell from other people's gameplay what it's like, right? That's the team that he came up against. So I think it's somewhere here where you realize it's bad, right? I think it's like around this area. That right there, you see that? So this part right here, I'll put the volume up for you guys as well. Look at this with Eder Militao. Right, that's one.
So it's not looking good, man.
You see not even the touch from Mendy, not the touch from Mendy, but look at the pass release. Look at the pass release.
So it's not looking good, man.
See that pass release? If you play the game enough, you know that's bad, right? Look, listen to what I say.
Oh, his gameplay's bad.
because of those specific things. The pass, that's why when they say it's like a connection issue, it's not. The gameplay mechanics are literally changed when you can tell by the push and the power behind the pass, the dribbling, the emphasis on the first touches. That's why like constant pressure is so annoying in this game, because if your gameplay isn't good, it's very hard to deal with because you can't dribble properly to maneuver around the players and basically, screw him over if he's using the constant pressure. And you could tell, right, now that I know within 2 minutes of his game that his gameplay's bad, something like this is going to happen. So we'll just watch this clip out, right? They did it with George Best right there. It wasn't like boom, like they do that exact same animation, but they do it faster. It's the same thing with Enter Millie Town. They do that animation, but they do it faster, more fluid, right? His Mendy just did it right there again. That drag back was very like like you can tell. Watch. You see? Those are the things you have to see, right? Yeah, you can compensate for this. You can win in this, right?
He'll compensate though.
Watch this. This is where the stupid stuff happens. When you realize the gameplay's bad, stupid things are going to happen. That's why people need to realize if it's good or bad in the beginning. Not because of the scoreboard or anything like that, right? Watch what happens here. Right? That's one already. Listen to what Stallion says.
See that touch from him? He's got it too. He has to have it, right?
You can see it right away.
We're both in the swamps.
Now watch this one. One right there.
Oh my god.
And that's a penalty.
Oh my.
So that's the type of stuff you have to look at when you're judging the gameplay differently, right? But you have to see it from the beginning, the way that your players are touching the ball, the way that they release the passes, so on and so forth. So, like I said, that's why I had to explain. I had to kind of I had to go from this video to this one to show you like the huge differences, right? So, kickoff is like void because it is broken. You know what I'm saying? We'll put it back to this video now.
Shit happening here. There's all sorts of crazy shit happening here, which we
So that's lunge mechanic within Zanzi.
will analyze here. Now,
Right?
this is when the FIFA scripting is
Not scripting. It's kickoff. And this is also his gameplay's bad. Do you know what I'm saying?
is at its most
Because kickoff is there as well when your gameplay is good. Your players are also dumb from kickoff when the gameplay is good. Kickoff is still a thing. It's not like it's not
powerful.
a thing, you know?
You know, like when right after the kickoff goals, when the scripting realizes that the game's getting too out of reach for an opponent that obviously sucks, this will happen.
Yeah, so that's, you see how he does the drag touch there? That's him doing the drag touch. That's not him doing the touch getting in front of the defender.
Look at this right here. Right here.
See?
The ball goes through his fucking foot, okay? Like, this
happens when you shoot as well. So this is just like an animation thing. When you shoot the ball and you want to shoot like a cross or something, like a first time shot, your player's placement foot, right? Like the opposite foot of which you're shooting with, your player's placement foot, if you're doing a first time shot, the ball, this is your foot, the ball will transition through your foot. So that by itself is broken in this game. So it's not just defending. This is not just scripting. You could do this, the exact same thing when you shoot yourself. The ball will transition through their foot because they didn't get these animations right. Obviously, the ball should not be going through his foot in this instance. His foot should be a physical object, but the game's broken, right? This is also kickoff. So
FIFA Scripting 101. Right after the kickoff, the script's got to get something going quickly. This is when FIFA Scripting is added. What's happening here? Look at him just kind of run away. Look at him. The ball. Look at him.
kickoff.
He wants no part of it. I'm holding down on the... Look, he even runs away. He even runs away to give the guy... To give a free opening. (3-1) kickoff goal. Scripting special right there. We've all seen it. We've all seen it.
Kickoff.
And, you know, to kind of, you know, give the noob here sort of like a to give the noob sort of like a consolation present. Like, hey, you know what? I have to say though, like I was completely held back.
See, this is why, like, when people make these titles like scripting, this is just poor game mechanics. The game is fundamentally broken, right? It's just fundamentally broken. Like, the clearances and stuff, like, trust me, this happens to my opponent when I'm winning, like, 4-0. You know what I'm saying?
I was completely held back from the time I third the third goal. The rest of the first half,
Tackle here should be rewarded.
the rest of the entire second half was like basically my players had
Especially since that's manual tackling.
magnets. They couldn't connect two passes out of the back. Completely, just everything switched 360. Completely. But this here, look at these typical fucking plays. These typical broken up fucking plays that, you know what I mean? Look at him. I'm holding down to clear.
Holding on to clear with him or with him? There's no cursor to show.
Down to clear the fucking ball, okay?
This should not happen, obviously. It should, if he has, see, this is the things you don't know when they're recorded. Does he have the cursor on him, right? Because if the cursor is on Varane and it didn't switch, obviously it didn't switch to the right person because it should have switched to the ball, the person who's going to get the ball, right? But if the cursor is not on the person, the players do not react well when the game interprets that Varane is the ball receiver. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's not going to do anything here. I already know that's what's going to happen.
I'm just trying to get it out of there. Get it out of there. Nope, delayed.
Yeah.
Look at that. Delayed.
He's taking a touch.
What the fuck is my player doing here? I don't know. Look at that. And then the icing on the
And I think this either might be an auto shot or he's just spamming B.
cake. The icing
And then it also goes through Varane's legs, I think.
on the cake here.
Oh. Should be blocked, yeah. Should be blocked normally.
Foot.
Again, this like I said, this isn't scripting. This is the game being shit. This happens for your shots. This happens for your passes. Your player's body is not fully physical, right? All the time. Do you guys get what I'm saying? It's not fully physical all the time, especially like when you're shooting. You do a first-time shot. If you guys watch your replays, how many times will that ball transition on your placement foot? All the time, dude. Their mechanics are not good, dude. There's so many times where like the goalie, people think the scripting will be when the goalie bends his hand like this. This is just a fucking poor animation. The goalie has saved it doing this sometimes. The game is fundamentally broken. I can't call this scripting because this happens everywhere on the pitch. This is only noticeable, right, when you concede them. But this happens in the middle of the pitch all the time when you make a tackle and it will... like, if you make a tackle, right, and the ball fades through your foot, that's going to be a normal thing in this game. Because you're not going to be able to see the replay of that ball transitioning through your foot. But there's times where I'm playing and I'm defending in the midfield and I'm like, that just transitioned through my foot. You can tell, but it's not like the person scored, but you can see that it transitions through. Even if it's 0-0, if I'm winning 2-0, if I'm losing 2-0. These are just the game. I don't blame the guy, right? And I don't blame people calling this scripting momentum and handicap, right? Because it's so apparent when you look at it, you're like, wow, this has to be scripting. But this is genuinely the game just being garbage, right? Like these are things that happen on the regular, from open play, from 1v1s. This stuff happens, right? And we don't know if this guy's doing an auto shot. We don't know if this guy's just spamming B. We have no idea because auto shots are also a thing. And from deflections, they kind of just shoot the ball right away, right? So yeah, it's just like, dude, this is a general thing. You can see this in the midfield too, man.
Goes.
I've actually done that sometimes where I played squad battles in the past and I'm like, that transition through my foot. And you can watch the instant replay since it's an offline match, and then I show people, look at a transition through the foot. It's broken, man. I'm telling you, they never that's why I always complain about this game. See, this is why people think this exists. It's because their game is not polished. Right? This type of shit happens everywhere on the pitch, man. Especially when you're defending with your CDMs in the middle. It happens all the time, man.
Through his other foot. Goes through his cleat, goes on top of
Should
his
be
foot,
blocked,
like
yeah,
somehow
absolutely.
The ball gets through.
It should be blocked.
Somehow the ball gets through from right there. Somehow from that angle, the ball gets through, guys, okay? Goes through.
I think the reason why he has the dislikes is because of him like repeating himself, showing the same replays. Like when people show the replays of this, they have to just show it like once or twice and then transition from that. But generally speaking, yeah, like this is just the game being shit. That's what it really is.
Through his cleat.
So again, with the defender in this situation right here, it's whether or not the cursor is on him. If the cursor does not register to him, that's the type of touch that they will do. Because you're aiming it in that direction right there, I don't know where the cursor was, right? If the cursor was initially on this player and you are holding circle or B, he'll clear it most of the times. But I don't know if the cursor is on this player. It could be on this player, and if it's on this player right here will not register, right? So he'll just do a regular touch. He won't do your command. Your command, and this is the thing I say all the time, your command will disappear. But how many times do you guys watch my gameplay videos where I'm in the middle of the field and I'm like, my pass command just disappeared. My tackle command just disappeared. But I'll be tied 1-1. I'll be winning 2-0. I'll be losing 1-0, 2-0, 2-1. Like it's the same thing, right? The game is just fundamentally broken. Like when you do a command and it disappears, one, your gameplay is most likely bad because it rarely happens when your gameplay is good. And two, you can tell this guy's gameplay was bad strictly because of that emphasis touch that his center back did from before. I think it was Theo Hernandez, or I always confuse their names. It's the brothers, right? Lucas or Theo Hernandez. So
Completely goes through.
and it's a flick too, right? Like it doesn't make sense. The physical aspect of this doesn't make any sense, right?
3-2. This was already at the end. This was already on the 88th minute. You know, it's a kind of like a consolation prize, I guess, for the noob. But
I wish he showed his goals.
anyways, you guys already know. Nothing new. FIFA, you know, it's just EA Sports.
I'm not a fan that he didn't show his goals. I'm not a fan. Because there's also, he could have scored a deflection too. He could have scored bad goals. We don't know if his goals were good. Especially if he scored with N'Golo Kante and Matuidi, because they, you know, not great attackers. So I wonder how he built up the play for those goals. But I understand the video. I understand the video. And this is why this bothers me, because when EA views this and they see scripting, handicap, momentum, that's why they don't fix their gameplay issues, because they see this, they see it as irrelevant, because probably in their eyes they're like, we don't intend for this to be a thing. Possibly. I'm not saying this is 100% it's not 100% the case, but that's just what it possibly could be, right? Again, my distinguishment between the gameplays is just bad and good. That is just this game being shit. This game is not polished. This game was not perfected. It wasn't thought out when it comes to certain things like the flick ups. There's no defensive animations for flick ups. There's no defensive animations for croquetas if you predict them. Tackling sometimes doesn't work. Clearances don't work if it doesn't transition to the person properly. So send me more of these videos. I want to see more of these videos when people talk about scripting. He has another one there, so I could review that for tomorrow. If you guys want me to do more reviews for these types of videos, be sure to let me know, because this is definitely a discussion point in the community. So it's just my opinion. I think this is just bad gameplay. He has bad gameplay in this game. Bad things are going to happen, especially with what happened with his two defenders in those 2 goals that he conceded, right? It's just 2 shit things, right? 1, no transition, happens a lot in bad gameplay. And 2, the phasing through shit is just the game not being polished. It happens everywhere on the pitch, right? So that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy the video. I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.